Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at the Membrane Solutions 6-liter gravity water filter, and I want to see if it can make this water drinkable. So let's check it out. Alright everybody, welcome back. So before we begin the video, I want to let you know a little bit about this. This is a 6-liter gravity-fed water bag with filter, so it has the water filter straw with it that connects to it. A nice long extension tube, and a storage bag and a shut-off clamp. Very nice little system, actually. The bag is impressive, and I'll tell you why about that in a second. The bag is actually not one of those plasticky kind of bags that feels like it's going to spring a leak. It actually feels more like a rubber kind of bag. It's an elastic bag. But before we open up the box, I want to let you know, because I got you a really good deal on this. If you guys have not picked up a water filter yet, okay, and you're looking for a water filter for your family, you know, a larger system, this can be used indoors or outdoors, remember that, this might be the thing for you. Now, these are normally $45.99, okay? On the site, there is a 5% coupon code that you can clip. You know, when you add it to your cart, the little thing underneath the price says clip this coupon to save 5%. At checkout, underneath here, I'm going to give you a 40% off code. You can combine both for 45% off. This will be in my Amazon store, but I'll leave a direct link to it, as well as the code. And don't forget to clip the little 5% code, and you will save 45% on that. So it's pretty darn good. So let's open it up and take a look at what's inside. All right, so there's the bag you're going to get. Nice storage bag, easy to carry and compact. Very lightweight. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Here's the bag I'm talking about. Okay. I don't know if you can tell by the video. I don't want to lose everything in here. Let's get that out of the way. But this is a rubberized kind of feeling to it. It almost feels like one of those hydro flask or backpack type of things. You know, the backpack water type holders. Camelback. Can't think of the name. Feels like one of those. It's a nice rubbery, not a plasticky kind of thing. Very large bag. This does have an adjustable, removable thing here, so you can push this in and you can pull this out or put it in. You can change the filter out any way you want. I mean the connector any way you want to the hose. You will connect your hose using this hose here. And inside here, okay, is the actual filter. Now this can be used as a straw as well, if you choose to. But it's a pretty darn big filter. So, there you go. You got your cap here to cap it off when you're done. You also have the shut-off valve to cap it off when you're done. And you have the connector here for the end so that you can connect your water hose right directly to it. Now the neat thing about this is you can also connect a water bottle to that. A normal, regular water bottle type threads will connect too. So if you don't have the thing here, you can connect this and squeeze your bottle and filter it that way. So it is kind of handy in that way. This unscrews here as well. So we can take this off if we don't want that and just do directly to the end of the hose. So what we're going to do is test it out a little bit, put some water in it. So what I have over here is some water that I've got. This is water that I picked up when I watered outside in the garden, and wherever it pooled, I scooped it up, and that's what you're left with. Now, the reason I use my soil out here, for tests, is because this soil is that clay dirt, and even with some really high quality water filters, after it's been filtered through, the water looks crystal clear, but it still has that clay taste. I like to test it to see if it can remove the clay taste. This filter does, boast quite some pretty impressive specs, so we're going to go over that too. But I want to see if we can get rid of that clay taste because I can't stand the clay taste. Supposedly, this filter's down to 0.1 micron. It's a hollow fiber membrane filter with a GAC activated carbon filter and some PP cotton to intercept all the bigger particles. Okay, it does remove chlorine, iodine, VOCs, harmful chemicals, protozoan, salmonella, bacteria, E. coli, and all the other stuff. So it will filter out a ton of stuff from your water. And especially for somebody like me who lives out here in the desert, having a way to filter water when I could maybe get some of that after a quick rainstorm or something is really important. Water should be your first prep. When you're starting to think about what can I do to save money, what can I do to save up money for preps, well, the first thing you can do is save bottles from your soda, from whatever. Go out and maybe even buy a couple 5-gallon bottles and store water. Tap water is perfectly good. Obviously tap water is safe to drink or it wouldn't be coming out of your tap. I know some people don't like the taste of their tap water, whatever. Start stockpiling water however you can. And having a water filter, if you have water stored and you don't like the taste of it, can help somewhat too. So I'm going to put this all together. I want to show you what it looks like once it's all together. All right, so here we go. It's all set up, put together. You basically just fit the tube over the end here. I did take this off. This is the adapter for a water bottle in case you have to, use it as a straw with a water bottle. And I put the other end on here. It just fits right over. Real simple, real easy to do, and that's it. And this works very, very well. You just push it down like that to stop the flow. It pinches it, and there. And you also have the cap too. Although I don't think the cap would probably hold it back. Pretty decent water flow out of there. Don't know if the cap would hold it back. I do get an instruction booklet here. Shows you how to use it in all the different ways. And there is a neat feature with back flushing this. You do not need to have a syringe with you or extra gear with you. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece off here and put it on here and switch this to here and back flush it backwards. You're going to screw in a water bottle, just a regular water bottle like I showed you before, and back flush it. And we'll do that after we're done filtering. I was going to do the video outside, however, it's extremely windy out there. So all you would hear is wind noise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang this up in here because this is also excellent for a bug-in situation as well for a family that maybe needs more than just a little single squeeze filter. And we're going to hang it up in here and load it up with the dirty water and give it a try. I got this stuff here. I don't want it to settle at the bottom too much. I want to let it shake around a little so it gets a good workout. And we'll try it out. So let me get it set up for you and we'll give it a shot. All right, so I got it hung up here. It's basically on my garage disconnect up top there. Let me pan you up a little so you can see. Okay, and this would work perfectly in your home. If you had to use this way after you come home with some water, and it hangs down on the garage door. And I'll pan you all the way down to the bottom. I was hoping it wouldn't hit the floor, and it doesn't. I have enough room there to fill up a clean glass of water. So what we're going to do is dump the dirty water up in here, okay? And I got it right here, shaking it up. Looks really dirty without a lot of light on it. Wow, looks nasty. All right, let's fill it up. There we go. And you'll start to see it dripping down into there. Once I open the tube up, you'll get more airflow through there. So I'm going to open up the tube, and we're going to let it filter and see how well it does. I'll point you down all the way at the bottom there. I'll point you down, and we'll zoom in on it, and we'll see how well it works. All right, I got clean glass down here. I'm going to put the filter up. We're going to open up the flow here. Let it start flowing. Point it down in the cup. Get the cup up here. And we'll let it start filtering. As you can see, it's not dripping yet. I think I'm just going to point it straight down here and let it filter into the glass. There we go. Now we're getting some water. I'm going to tilt you down a little bit more so you can see it dripping into the glass. So we're going to give that a few minutes. I already see the sediment collecting on the top of the bag. Up top where the bag is. I see the sediment collecting at the bottom of it. And as you can tell, it is dripping very nicely. So let's give that a few minutes, let this run its course, and I'll bring you back and we'll taste the water and see how well it works. But first, I'm going to stand up here for a second. I want to show you the whole setup so you see it. Kind of hard to do this thing in my garage here. All right, let's back out. All right, and we go up. Now this is what I was talking about in here, where I see the sediment settling here a little bit. So that's kind of cool. I can hear it dripping down there. So we're almost all the way through. All right, let me bring you back when it's done, and we'll test out the water and see how well this thing really works. All right, so I let it about, I don't know, third full. It looks crystal clear. Let me grab the water for you and take a look at it here. Let me zoom you in a little, down at the bottom there. Okay. So you can see the water. It is clear. And don't mind the damage in my garage door there. Got wet. Alright, so you can see it's crystal clear there. That looks really good. Let's get it up on the counter, and then I'll show you how to clean up the bag and backwash the filter, and we'll try out the water. Alright, so far, I've let the water sit here. I rinsed out the hose, and I rinsed out the bag. That can be done any way you want, really. If you're continuously filtering, maybe if the bag gets a little too dirty, you want to rinse it out, but it really wouldn't matter to rinse it out. Being that I'm going to use this and probably store it until I go out or whatever, I want to clean it out and clean it up good. Now, before you put it away, of course, you want it to fully dry, so don't put anything away soaking wet. This is going to sit out here today and just dry off. So the strap we saw is really, really nice. You got anywhere from 22 inches to a max length of 41 inches all the way down. I did adjust it a little bit so this wouldn't be dangling on the floor. I wanted it to point into the cup. and that works perfectly. No problems with that at all. This does have 4-stage filtration, okay? So you have the 0.1 micron filter, the ultrafiltration membrane around it, coconut shell, the GAC filter, which is the carbon filter, and the double PP fiber filter at the end. We'll show you those filters in a sec. First, I want to try the water. Let me give you a look at it. Now, you remember how nasty that water was, so let's see. Yep, that is absolutely perfect. Nothing wrong with it at all. I don't even, aside from the dishwasher stain at the bottom there, I don't see any sediment or anything in it. And for it to come out that clear, after being stuck in all that nasty mud out there, it's pretty impressive. And again, the reason I love using my soil out here is because it leaves an aftertaste if the filter isn't up to the chore. So before we backwash this, I want to show you what's inside of it. We're going to take it apart. It's really simple to take apart. It might be a little wet, so I have some paper towels here. That's your first carbon membrane. See how dirty that is, right? Okay. And then you have this end here, which you can see gathered up some of the dirt. And that's your hollow fiber membrane in there. And that's all that is. Now remember, with hollow fiber membranes, okay, let's say I take this out now, and it's got all that water dripping out of it, right? And it's freezing conditions, and I have it on the outside of my pack. That's going to freeze up and not be any good. So you do want to protect this from freezing. If you're in a very cold environment, you probably want to protect it from freezing up a bit, and that way you won't have an issue with it. So that's pretty much it. You got this filter here, okay? And we can probably pop that out. I don't know if it pops out on its own or not. Let's give it a try here and see if I can push that out. So yeah, you can see that carbon, that charcoal, ate up a lot of that dirt. And that's it. You have a hollow tube. So what we're going to do now is put everything back together again. And I'm going to show you how to back flush it. Okay, there we go. Now, instead of putting the tip on here, which is the flow, you know, we're going to put that back here. We're going to reverse it. Okay, I'm going to take this here and put that there. And I'm going to use some clean tap water that I just got in a bottle here to back flush the filter and clean it out. The nice thing I like about this is because it comes apart, that lets you take everything apart, say in a warmer climate where you don't worry about it freezing, and let it dry out faster instead of being stuck in this tube drying out forever, you know, and taking a long time. So we're going to screw that on there and see if we can back flush. There you go. Getting all the dirt and crud out of it. So remember, I reversed the tips. See how that's supposed to go this way? I reversed it, so I'm back flushing it, and you can see the murky kind of cloudy stuff that was in there. I'll put it in the glass when we're done here to show you what it looks like after back flushing. And so there you go. That easy. You don't need a special syringe or anything. You just pull that thing up there, strap it onto a regular sized water bottle. I mean, this has the same tap as a water bottle, but it's a bigger bottle. But any size regular sized water bottle will do perfectly for that. Now I'm going to probably back flush this a little bit more. I'm going to drink the rest of this water, and then I'll show you what this stuff looks like that I flushed out. This is the stuff I backwashed out of there. You can see, although not bad, it is a bit cloudy. Okay, you can see it's kind of cloudy and murky. I wouldn't want to drink that because that was what was left in the filter. So now another important feature, when you're done back flushing this, make sure you switch it back. You don't want to accidentally put the filter on like this with going the wrong way. So what I'm going to do is, of course, now normally I just take this thing apart and let it sit here and dry out, but I'm going to do it this way. Okay, and put it back together again, just as a reminder. So now it is in the correct configuration. Your water should be flowing out that way to that tip. So all in all, I think it's an awesome little idea. Now another neat filter on this is it will use the Sawyer mini filter bags. So if you do have one of those kind of plasticky bags that you want to stick on here and use, the filter will work with that. The system will work with the Sawyer mini filter because it's really just a matter of sticking a hose over the end. So you can mix and match if you want. However, I got to say, the Sawyer doesn't get that clay taste out of my my water. It's safe to drink, but it still has the clay taste. It looks nice and clear too. This actually did. So I think this is a little bit of a superior kind of thing. This also is BPA free. It is FDA food grade. I believe the EPA has a number for it too. It's approved by the FDA, food grade, BPA free, ready to go for you. and it can do up to 5,000 liters of water. So definitely a cool little thing. And you're going to end up getting 45% off on it if you follow the link and use my code that I was given to at checkout. So I think it's a good little deal. I think these things are, people tend to think of these gravity filters as camp filters, something you put out at camp. I tend to think of them as, like I set it up here in my garage. There's an emergency, a boil water order, or something really bad going on. You've got some water you want to filter to make sure it's good. Hang it up in your garage. I could have hung it up straight here over my lighting on top. It would have worked, but it would have been really bright, and you would have been staring at the lighting the whole time. So I think it's a neat little system. I think it'll definitely work for my needs. I do have one other similar type water filter, but I do think this is a little more superior to the other one because of the plastic bag. This is a nice, it almost feels like one of those wet dry bags that you can kind of fold over. And so if you are out, say, scavenging for water after a disaster, emergency, whatever, you can take this bag with you and kind of just fold it over and roll over the top, and it will seal up nicely. So you get your water and then you get home. So definitely a cool little system. Like I said, you get 45% off using the code there, plus my code that I was given for you guys. So definitely check them out. It is the Membrane Solutions 6-liter gravity water filter, and I think it's definitely going to be something you'll be interested in if you don't have one yet, especially at the price point with the discounts and everything. Definitely a cool little system. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out all our links down below. And don't forget, we have our Jace Medical link down there. You can use that link, and you can get antibiotics prescribed to you by a U.S. licensed doctor for emergencies, along with a bunch of other maintenance-type drugs. So if you're interested, give them a look, check them out. You can get your antibiotics from there for all emergency uses. We have our Amazon affiliate store, which this will be in, of course. We have our freeze-dry wholesalers link. Don't forget, folks, he's got lots of cool stuff coming up. So check out Freeze Dried Wholesalers. You're definitely going to be interested in getting some stuff going there. I think with the link you can save 15%, and I think you're going to be interested in getting some food put away now, given how things are in the world. We also have our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com, and our Thrive Life Freeze Dried store as well. I thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.